पौष शुद्ध चतुर्थी दिनांक 22 आज 21 है का 22 है 22 डिसेंबर 2017 सुश्रुत 9 सूत्र क्रमांक 12 शंखं चक्रं जलौकां ददतमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिरुद्यांशुकपरिविलसन् मौलिमम्भोजनेत्रं कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गं कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यं वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगदवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम् ब्रह्मणो हि समारब्धा मात्रेयाद्येषु पूजिताम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् आयुर्वेदरतं वन्दे माधवाख्यं महागुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं शिष्येभ्यो यः प्रदत्तवान् द्रष्टा ज्ञानी दृष्टकर्मा कृतकर्मा तथैव च अध्यापको विशक्श्रेष्ठो महान् संशोधकस्तथा गुणैरेतैः समुदितैः यत्कार्यं प्रतनोद्दिशः समृद्ध्यर्थं हि कार्यस्य वयं नु प्रयतामहे सरस्वत्यै नमो यस्याः प्रसादात् पुण्यकर्मभिः बुद्धिदर्पणसङ्क्रान्तं जगदध्यक्षमीक्षते आत्रेयं प्रथमं वन्दे आयुर्वेदजगद्गुरुम् आयुर्वेदामृतं सर्वं गृहीत्वा हि सुरेश्वरात् अग्निवेशादिकेभ्यो यत् प्रयच्छत् मुनिसत्तमः प्रथमं तन्त्रकर्तारम् अग्निवेशं नमाम्यहम्। अद्य शुक्रवासरः अथवा गुरुवासरः पौष शुद्ध चतुर्थी दिनांक 22 डिसेंबर 2017 सुश्रुत 9 सूत्र क्रमांक 12 एवं तर्हि स्रोतसां विषयकं यद्वर्णनं सुश्रुते उपलभ्यते तद्भिन्नं चरकसंहिते संहिताभ्याम् यथा प्राणो न प्राण अन्न उदक रस रक्त मांस मेदो तत्र अस्थिमज्नोः सन्निवेशः नास्ति शुक्रार्धौ वहामि एवञ्च तत्र स्वेदस्यापि निर्देशो नास्ति इदं तावत् भिन्नं चरकसंहिता सन्दर्भतः अस्य तु विचारः अवश्यमेव करणीयः एवञ्च प्राणवः द्वे त्वयोर्मूलं हृदयं रसवाहिन्यश्च दन्यः इदमपि विभिन्नं हृदयं महास्रोतश्च अयं पाठः चरके वर्तते एवं प्राणवः द्वे अत्र द्विवचनं प्रयुक्तमस्ति तत्र तावत् बहुवचनं प्रयुक्तमस्ति तत्र प्राणवानां तर्हि कथम् एते विशेषाः एवं भूताः सम्भवन्ति अयं दुर्घटः प्रश्नः भवतु नाम यथा यथा ज्ञानं भवेत् यथा यथा अयं विषयः स्फुटः भवेत् तथा तथा स्पष्टीकरणं करोमि इति रसवः द्वे तयोर्मूलं रसवाहिन्यश्च दन्यः so rasavah are also two in number and the moola is hridaya and rasavahini damam तत्र विद्धस्य शोषः प्राणव विद्धवच्च मरणं तल्लिङ्गानि च स शोष and प्राणवः विद्धवत् लिंग so विद्धस्य आक्रोशन विनमन मोहन भ्रमण विपनानि मरणं वा so this is also to be understood that the rasava srotas and pranava srotas have the same symptoms when they are with them. रक्तवहे द्वे तयोर्मूलं यकृत्लिहानौ रक्तवाहिन्यश्च दमन्यः. So the raktava is also two and the root of them is Yakrutliha, both, and Raktavahini Dhamani, etc. So I was trying to explain it yesterday that the navel of the Navi is the base for Sira and Dhamani. They originate from that. And in fetal circulation, this is very well understood. But it seems that it continues even after birth. And this fact is being neglected by us. That is more important. तत्र विद्धस्य शावाङ्गता ज्वरो दाहः पाण्डुता शोणितागमनं रक्तनेत्रता च शावाङ्गता शोणितागमनं now in leukemias these are quite commonly seen, or even in other anemia. And there is plihavruddhi also in these cases. So we may consider it as viddhatva of raktava srotas internally by doshas. Mansavahe dve tayormulam snayutvaksam raktavahashtadhamanyah. So this is also different. There seems to be some part Ved. Raktavahinyashcheti patha. Because Nayun Mulantvakcha, that is what its Charaka says about that. And this is quite different. Snaitwak, Snaitvacham. This is strange vibhakti. Dvitiya Ekvachan. This is a bit difficult to understand and explain how it has become Snaitvacham. Even if Dvandvasya Prani Turya Sena Anganam, so Prani Anga is Itaretara Dvandva and so Ekavad Bhavati, Snayutvak or something like that. Now I am thinking of it in Vakaran perspective. It should have been Snayutvak and not Snayutvacham. Tvak Tvachau Tvachaha. Tvacham Tvachau Tvachaha. That is how it goes. So why Dvitiya Ekvachan? So that is another thing. Snayu cha Tvakcha Snayutvachau. Then it would have been Snayutvachau. It's singular. So then it should have been Snayutvak, not Snayutvacham. That is also strange. Anyway, it might be one. So as you say, Dvak covering Snayu, that might be the thing. That might be the thing. And Raktavahashtadhamanyaha. This is again strange. Whenever there is symptom like Vindico-Dreshtana, we generally take it associated with mouse. From this reference, it may be taken with Rakta as well. And whenever we are dealing with mansavaha srotas, maybe in dystrophy, pseudomuscular dystrophy, etc., almost myasthenia gravis, we may have to consider Raktavahini Dhamani as well. Our whole concentration is on Mausa Dhatu. And even in cancers, when Mausa is involved, we may have to consider Rakta as well in that. How did I miss this point during my writing of Srotas Nibandha? I think I tried best with Charaka, not much concentrating on Sushruta. So, Raktavahini Dhamani has also an impact on Mausa associated with Mausa. तत्र विद्धस्य श्वेथुर्मांसशोषः शिराग्रन्थयो मरणञ्च can also lead to death. Now, which mouse and which snayutva? This is still another important aspect. In Charaka, when he says Snayur Mulan Tvaksha, then Snayu is involved and Tvak is also involved. Which Tvak? That is again a question. And here, Tvak covering Snayu is the main thing. And Raktavahiniashcha Dhamanyaha, so they have origination from this Nabi. So Nabi will be playing a good role in Mausadushya as such. Often in breast cancer, we deal with Rasa and Shukra. But when we say it is fibroadenoma and that gets converted into cancer later or something like that, then it is the Medadushya. And we have to see about Stanarohita and Stanamula for their dushas, which dusha is involved in Stanarohita and Stanamula. And it might be Mausa and Rakta as well or something like that. Maybe C.P. Shukla is using Indrayavadi Yoga, combining all 5 combinations. Kalingaka Patolasya Patram Katikurohini to Budchamalakam Mustam. All Dhatu Pachakas together or something like that. This can be a broad spectrum kind of thing. There are repetitions of certain dravyas that we may have to take double. And if we try to follow Baivaru system, it might be worthwhile to make 5 separate decoctions. Reduce to half and then combine all and then put ghee and make Indrayavadi common Ghruta or something like that. and maybe Mahakalyanaka Gruta and this Indrayavadi Gruta would be birth in trying for all cancers or something like that. Broad spectrum ghee. So, in Marma it is Mausa Siras Nayu Sandipata or something like that. And certain are Mausar Marma, certain are Sira Marma, and Asti Marma, and Snayu Marma, like that. So, depending on them, one may try to consider all these. Mm, you may have to think about this particularly, Mausa. So, Shvayathur Mausa Shoshaha. So, Mausa Shosha is one of the symptoms over here. And this is quite seen in dystrophies. In dystrophies, we try to concentrate more on Mausa, but no emphasis is given on Rakta, such. Generally, I'm using Tapyadi Loha, so it works, or Kauteja Dishilali, that also works because that is ultimately the medicine from Pandu. Siragrantayo Maranancha. Marana is something strange. So we may go back to Gala. In Mausadhara Kala there is Pratana of Rakta, Sira, etc. And this Akunchana Prasarana of Mausa is responsible for pushing forward things. So maybe in myocardial infarction we may have to think of Mausa and Rakta together. Now heart has a pumping action and pumping is associated, or Akunchana and Prasarana is associated with Mausa. So we never think of Mausa as such in Rudroga. We may think of the Siras, we may think of the Vayu, we may think of the cholesterol or male. We do not think of Mausa. So Marana should be something instantaneous and that should be associated with some vital organ. So it might be Hridaya, it might be Basti. But Hridaya seems to be more appropriate. So in IHT leading to MI, we may think of this Mauser. Something like that. Anyway, I will think over and start using. In Sira Granthi, this is again something goes well with this MI or something. Medo vahe dve tayor mulam kati vrukaucha. So he doesn't say vapavahana. He says kati and vrukka. So what would be mean by kati? तत्र विद्यस्य स्वेद आगमनम दिग्धांगता तालुशोषः स्थूलशोफता पिपासा च. Svedagamanam will be profuse sweating or something like that. Nigdangata, talushosha, sthoolatwa. This is something strange. In modern, CPK is investigated in heart attack. CPK is investigated in heart attack. Actually, it is muscle enzyme which we investigate in muscular dystrophy. That is true. So maybe Kautajati Shilajit might be a good medicine in heart attack. And CPK is muscle enzyme, as you say, that is correct. And in dystrophies, this is used, muscular dystrophy. I'm struggling hard to find the functionality of mansavaha for many years. Tatra viddhasya equal to मूलस्थान विद्ध की संपूर्ण स्रोतांपैकी कुठेही विद्ध झाले तरी हे लक्षण उत्पन्न होतात. Truly speaking, when he is referring to the mulasthanas and tatra we saying tatra vidyasya, so it is mulasthan or something like that. But mulasthan can be vyapak. If it is yakrut pliha now, then this is restricted. Snayu tvak is quite vyapak or something like that. Raktabhash dhamanyaha, this is also quite vyapak. And when he says Raktavaha Dhamani or something like that, not Sira as such. I don't remember the branching of coronary artery, from where it originates. And it might be the aorta that has a branch as coronary artery, and that supplies to the, with sub branches, it supplies to the heart. I'm not sure right now. It might be the thing. Whether dhamani is artery or dhamani is something more than artery, not only artery or something like that. And the nervous system and the circulatory system, which are different in conventional medicine, might be one and the same in Ayurveda or something like that. Neurocirculatory system or something like that. That might be another big issue. And because the Rakta has the Sparsha Jnanam Asamshayam is associated with Rakta. And for us, Sparsha Jnana is Vyapaka. Sparshena Indriya is Vyapaka for all Indriya. So the whole concept has to be thought in a different way. So anyway, we were talking about this Vrukkau Kati Vrukkaucha, Medove Hedve Kati Vrukkaucha. What is meant by kati, that is another issue. And he doesn't say Jagana, or he doesn't say just Medovarti in the Udar or something like that. Vapavahana. Wherein there is accumulation of fat generally. And Svedaganam Snigdhangata. Sthula Shopta Pipasacha. And what is meant by Sthula Shopata? That is again. वृक्कशोफ संबंध मॉडर्न नुसार ही येथे लागतो. Now this Sthoolashof and Pipasa, these are characteristic features, particularly in naturopathy, in conventional medicine. Now what is meant by Sthulashofa? I have heard this term for the first time. And does it mean that there is some Sukshma Shotha as well? Because Sambhava and Vivichara Sad Visheshanam Arthavat. If there is a Sambhava, then Visheshana has Artha. If there is a Vivichara, then that Visheshana has Artha. So there should be Sambhava of Sthula Shofa, and there should also be Sambhava of Sukshma Shotha or something like that. Sthula Shofa is associated with Meda. When we say that there is internal swelling or something, that might be Sukshma Shotha. Sthula Shofa, Kafaja Shotha like. Now, while thinking about the gunas, some very different thoughts came into my mind. This is long back. Abhishandini bhojjani stulani cha guruni cha. Mansavahini dushyanti bhukta cha sopatani. So I was stuck with this point. I had a concept that Stula is bigger in size and Sukshma is smaller in size. Say if there is something which is bigger in size, when it is cut by the teeth or further cut into small pieces, the stoolatwa should go away and there will be only sookshamatwa. So what is the purpose of saying stula or something like that? That was my question. And then this gave rise to another thought process, that since they are saying like this, there should be some padarthas in which sthulatva doesn't change. It remains same. So it might be related with the particle size and the smallest particle size, when we break it and come to a molecule or something like that, that might be bigger than something which is sukshma or something like that. So that gives rise to another thought process, which gunas do change and which gunas do not change. Guru and Lagu gunas can change. Lagu can become Guru, Guru can become Lagu. But Ushna will not become Shita or Shita will not become Ushna or something like that. The Sutaptamapi Paniyam Punargachati Shitatam. Water is by Shita by nature. Even you make it hot, it again comes back to Shita. On the contrary, boiled water becomes more cool than the normal water. How this happens and what is the physics behind that we may have to think of. So Pitta Yukta Hitan Dosha, when they say that boiled and cooled water is good for Pitta, it becomes more Shita or something like that. So like that, Mrudu, Kathina, Ushna and Tikshna and Mrudu or something like that. So we just had to think which gunas are changeable, which gunas may have the capacity to undergo samskara, and which gunas do not have that capacity to undergo samskara. That gave rise to another thought process about abhrak bhasma. I was stuck up with abhrak bhasma because abhrak bhasma may have 10 puttas, 100 puttas, 500 puttas, or 1000 puttas. Why only for abhrak 1000 puttas and why not for suvarna or why not for raupya? And again in abhrak, why only 1000 puttas? Why not 2000, 5000 or something? That was the question. And then what I realized is when it reaches 1000 puttas, it reaches bare minimum small size, which is further not we cannot cut or something like that. That is the smallest thing, sukshma guna. And with this sukshma guna, it acts even on mind. That is, Buddha Shastri has explained about abhraka bhasma that it acts on mind. Like, and the nanoparticles, as what we try to see, that how sukshma aushadhis can work. So they get converted into nanoparticles and then that works. So sthoolatwa is something which doesn't go away and it doesn't change. The best example is vanaspati ghee. Now even conventional medicine says in a different way that it requires body temperature more than 37 degrees. So unless and until one has a fever, it is not digested or something like that. So the liver may have to work more hard. Actually, the temperature of the liver, according to conventional medicine, is 105 degrees Fahrenheit in normal person. Yakrut is more hot in the body, though it is said that the whole body has a particular temperature. Liver has more temperature or something like that. So it may have to overwork to do that. But since this causes blockages, there should be sthoolatwa associated with this. And that sthoolatwa we need to consider. So sthula shopata may have something to do with these kinds of things. And we may have to find out which are sthula by nature or something like that. And if we really want to counteract, then we should be using sukshma as the guna. So akasha and vayu mahabhuta, tikta rasa, these are the medicines for that to counteract the sthulatva as such. But still, this is sthula shopata and pipasa. And there is a controversy regarding shofa and shotha. Pansarkar used to say that shofa is vataja. Though in kosha, we treated them as shotha only. We didn't treat it as shofa. But Fansarkar said that it is associated with Vatha. And how to relate school with Hematri's definition of Samvarane school. Sthula, not school. Sthula with Hematri's Samvarane. Sthula. So Samvarana is something that is covering or something like that. And we may have to go to the etymology of the word or the definition of these words. And generally, Sukshma is minute and Sthula is bigger in size or something like that. I think we keep on thinking and seeing in patients and practically using things that will be better. I'm not sure what it would be. It's Sthula and Sukshma. Sthula has association with Prithvi Mahabhuta, that is true, and Sukshma has association with Akasha and Vayu Mahabhuta, that is true. So, but even with Prithvi Mahabhuta, Gandha Guna or something like that, it is Sukhanubandhi Sukshmascha Sugandha Rochana Mridu. It is said to be Sukshma, though it is associated with Prithvi Mahabhuta. So, which are Sthula Prithvi Mahabhuta Gunas and which are Sukshma Prithvi Mahabhuta Gunas? That is another important aspect. And I started with abhrak bhasma. So, abhraka is Sukshma by nature, and we explore the Sookshamatwa through putas. That's what I thought about that. त्वचेखाली मेद साठल्याने जी सूज आल्यासारखी दिसते स्थूल शोफ जानुशूलाच्या काही स्त्री रुग्णांमध्ये जानुभोवती मेदाचे गोल ओघळल्याप्रमाणे सूज दिसते. मेदाचे गोळे ओघळल्याप्रमाणे सूज दिसते. Now, in certain cases, this meda gets accumulated and that looks like shotha. And this is particularly I have found in copper tea, use of copper tea. So whenever this kind of shotha is observed in legs, if you ask questions whether that lady was using copper tea for a prolonged period, the answer is generally yes. It might be 4 or 5 years or even more years or something like that. Now, what the role of copper is there, that is another issue. How copper plays a role in this. And this copper tea is raw metal, which is definitely harmful. So I tend to use Suran Vatak or Nimburasa as Anupana for these patients. And that helps. That is another issue. But this might be Sthula Shofa or something like that. And patients are easily seen of this. Those who are using copper tea, you can definitely find it. Even in later age, after 50, when menopause has occurred, still this can be seen. And when you start using this, then it will go away. So, Maybe we think about this. We try to find out whether sthoolatwa is mentioned anywhere, and if there is sookshamatwa mentioned also. That is, we may try to see Lakshan Kosha, Shofa, and Sukshma as Visheshan or Sula as Visheshan, or something like that. We'll get at least references from Brahutri, if there are any references for this. The Snigdhangata is something different because in kidney failure and other people, Snigdhangata is not seen. On the contrary, there is Rukshangata. Talushosha, Pipasa, Stulashofata, these are quite well seen. Okay. मूत्रवहे द्वे तयोर्मूलं बस्तिर्मेढ्रञ्च तत्र विद्धस्य आनन्दवस्थिता मूत्रनिरोधः स्तब्धमेढ्रता च. What should we think about in ladies, female patients? This is in Medra is okay for males. But the opening of the urinary apparatus may be said about that. And he doesn't say anything about Pakvashaya as such. Sushruta has written a shlok, Pakvashaya gatas tatra nadya mutravahastu yaha, etc. So it doesn't start with Pakvashaya, it just talks about Basti and Medra. आनद्धवस्थिता मूत्रनिरोधः स्तब्धमेढ्रता च. So these are symptoms seen in prostatomegaly as well. Stabdhamedhrata is a bit different. Anadavastita Mutra Nirodha, these are seen in prostatic enlargement, maybe malignant, maybe benign. We tend to use Ashtila for that. But this might be one of the differential diagnosis. Purishavahe dve tayormulam pakvashaya budanj. Here he mentions pakvashaya. तत्र विद्धस्य आनाहो दुर्गन्धता ग्रथितान्तरता च. ग्रथितान्तरता. Now durgandhata, the durgandhi apan is observed in many patients. And a question was asked to me. And I said it should be available in the text, in Lakshana portion. But there is absolutely no mention of Durgandhi Apana, Durgandhi Vayu, in the Kosh. So I was surprised. Now this is very well observed symptoms. Now the logical answer is Vayu doesn't have Gandha. Purisha has Gandha. And it is the Purisha Gandha that comes out along with the Vayu. And we feel it as Durgandhi Apana or something, Durgandhi Vayu. So I was surprised to see that there is no symptom like Durgandhi Vayu, Durgandhi Apana or something like that. And there is Durgandha of Purisha, very well mentioned. And it is associated with Ama Purisha or something like that. Not proper digested food material. So Durgandhata here is only the Durgandhata. He doesn't say what Vishesha, but it might be the Purisha. Anaha is general and Gratitantrata. This is something strange. So what does it mean? That is another issue. And does it have any relation with obstruction, intestinal obstruction? Hmm. We have a concept of Baddhagudodara, in which there is intestinal obstruction. But Drittantrata, we may try to correlate this with colon cancer, rectal cancer, etc. May try to observe. Not intussusception, I don't think so. It should be a tumor-like growth. Grathitatva is coming together. Intussusception is getting into it. It's like a tumor-like growth, maybe in the internal wall, maybe in the external wall of the intestines. That might be the thing. And this is a common feature in rectal cancer or colon cancer. And in certain cases, when they cut that portion and do anastomosis, generally the patient is relieved, and it may not reoccur or something like that. It's common in colon cancer, but other colon cancer patients do not respond. That is also quite possible. Well, we have to think about this. I'm not sure what would it mean or something like that. शुक्रवहे द्वे तयोर्मूलं स्तनौ वृषणौ च. Now this is also strange. When he says particularly Vrushanau, then it is associated with the males. And in males, whether there is a role of stana in Chukrava srotas. In females, it is definitely there. And as we know from conventional medicine, these are the ovaries which play a role in females, ovaries and breast. And in male, it is only the Vrishana and the Medra, truly speaking, that plays a role. It's Tanau. Very rarely are seen cases of breast cancer in males. These are very uncommon. It's quite surprising. He says Artavahe dve tayormulam garbhasha artavahinyashcha dhamanyah. तत्र विद्धायाः वन्ध्यात्वं मैथुनासहिष्णुत्वम् आर्तवनाशश्च सेवनिच्छेदात् ऋजा प्रादुर्भावः बस्तिगुदविद्धलक्षणं प्रागुक्तमिति. So maybe we consider Shukravaha and Artavaha together. Still, this stana in male is controversial. How to explain that? and there is no mention of made as such. In Charaka, I think it is Vrishano Mulam Shefascha. He clearly mentions Shefa or made. He doesn't say about Stana. And in ladies, it is the Stana and the ovary that is the thing. So we may give some lepas over Stana in gents or azoospermia or oligospermia or something like that. We have to think. And when there is master gynecia, this is due to side effects of hormonal medicines that I have seen in some patients. So does it affect Shukra srotas? That is another issue that we may have to think about. तत्र विद्धस्य क्लीबता चिरात् प्रसेकः रक्तशुक्रता च. So if it is associated to Vrushana, then klibata is very well seen or something like that. Now we may have to inquire in patients of prostatic cancer, where orchidectomy is commonly done, and what happens to their sexual lives. Generally, it is in late ages, so sexual life is not that important, or it is not observed, or something like that. But if it happens in 50s or something, then we may have to think. Sushrutvamana शल्यविद्ध वर्णन शल्यविद्ध पद्धत व चरक वर्णन दोषविद्ध प्रधान असे म्हणून थोडा फरक दिसतो असावे म्हणून थोडा फरक दिसतो. That might be possible, but even by Sushruta there could be involvement of dosha or vyadha. That is quite possible. So Sushruta is good Kaya Chikitsak as well. Sushruta Samhita is good for Kaya Chikitsa even. That there is no doubt about that. Though it is for Shalya Tantra. Charaka philosophy is great, but as far as practical aspects are concerned, Sushruta and Vagbhata are great. But even Sushruta is good for Kaya Chikitsa, there is no doubt. Still a difficult question to answer. So in this orchidectomy people, we may try to inquire about their sexual life, sexual desire, etc. If there is klibata, impotency. Chirat praseka rakta shukrata cha. So these go with shukrakshaya as such. Artavahe dve tayormulam garbhashaya artavahinyascha dhamanyah. So there are artavahini dhamani as what he says, which we generally consider as fallopian tubes today. But still the role of ovary is not mentioned particularly. What does it do? Artava is created in ovaries according to conventional medicine today. And that ovum passes through this fallopian tube and enters uterus. That is what conventional medicine says today. Whereas they have mention of Artavaha Dhamani, which carries Artava, but it is generated in ovaries, that there is no mention about that. Only Avoidance of ovaries has been mentioned in Shalya Tantra somewhere else. I don't remember the reference right now. तत्र विद्यायाः वन्ध्यत्वं मैथुनासहिष्णुत्वम् आर्तवनाशश्च. So the tubal ligation or something like that. This is tubectomy is a common operation for sterilization. But we don't observe maithuna sahishnutva or artavanasha. Artavanasha will be there, but some maithuna sahishnutva is not really observed. And Vandhyatva is there anyway. So Vidha and ligation might be different things. That is one aspect. When there is ectopic pregnancy and one has to cut it or something like that, then it might be that it is more of a Vidha kind of thing. And in certain cases, when both the tubes are not working, either one is sacrificed due to ectopic pregnancy, second is blocked, or something like that. There is no alternative to IVF in such cases. And this we need to understand properly. No, there is no mention of sthana in this, but for Stri Sharira, sthana is most important. In Charaka, I don't remember right now. We'll see. This goes well for Stri Shukra sthana, but it doesn't go well with Vrishana. So might be that we consider them separately for females and males, and for females it might be the sthana and the garbhashaya and the ovaries or something like that. And for males it might be the Vrishana and Shefa. And what Sushruta is saying is about that sthana even in males. This needs proper attention. Charaka Samvita, Artava Srotas is not described. That is true, but in Ashayas he says Trinam Adhikaha Garbhashayaha, something like that. When they say Evam Asena Strinam Charvs, Rasa Shukri Bhavati Strinam Chartavam. There is a conversion, though this is also from Sushruta, not from Charaka. Artavahi Dhamani means vessels providing and removing rasa rakta dushti to yoni, my opinion. Raktatatwadi. No, when they say artava vaha, it should be carrying artava. By simple meaning, it is the artava. that is being carried through. And Ritudbhavam Artavam, it is just three bija. It gets generated in Ritukala. There is no doubt about that. Still, this goes well with fallopian tubes, but still there is no mention of ovaries. That is one aspect. And whether the artava gets generated in ovaries, how rasa reaches ovaries to get converted into artava, according to Sushruta. Masena rasaha shukri bhavati striyan chartavam. That we have to consider. विविध क्षार चा प्रतिषेध सांगितला आहे. अपवृत्त आणि उद्वृत्त फलयोनी मध्ये सुसु 12. Okay, I was not remembering this reference. This apavritta and udvritta falayoni. So falayoni is the word, might be, that is used for ovaries. We try to find out the meaning of this in Ayurveda Shabdakosh, and if there are any other references, but nobody has tried to use this word commonly for ovaries. We just say for ovaries only or something like that. Not fallopian tubes. Okay. I think this is quite clumsy, and we may continue tomorrow. At least we complete the tika of this tomorrow, and may think over these, and then from Monday onwards again move to Charaka. That should be fine. So when they carry ovum, these are artavaha or something like that. And rasaraktadi or raktadhatvadi, what you are saying, I do not understand. Anyway, we continue tomorrow. आयुर्वेद प्रकाण्डो निगदितैः हि शल्यतन्त्रप्रधानः शिष्येभ्यः शाश्वतोऽयं निखिलजनकृपा व्याप्तचित्तेन येन आयुर्वेदस्य वाञ्छन् पुनरपि भुवने ताञ्च सुष्ठु प्रतिष्ठां श्रेष्ठं धन्वन्तरिं तं प्रणमति च सदा वैद्यवर्गो हि नूनम् विरम्यते व्याख्यानव्यापारः. श्वः पुनरपि मिलिष्यामः.